Hi, my name is Steve Brown. I'm a futurist. I was Intel's futurist for a number of years, and I had about 30 years working in the high-tech industry, about 15 years of that working in strategic planning. I'm now an independent futurist, and I help my clients basically to not be surprised by technology when it reshapes the way they operate or the way that people live their lives, and thus the demands that they have on businesses. What I want to talk to you about in the next few minutes is 3 technologies that I think are going to reshape the business landscape in the next decade or so. First one of those is artificial intelligence. Probably reading a lot about that in the newspapers lately, and of course it's been in science fiction movies for years. But artificial intelligence is finally here. Artificial intelligence is a new type of computing that solves a different set of business problems than traditional digital computers were able to do. So what can AI do? First of all, it can see, hear, and understand the world, so it allows computers to open their eyes and ears for the first time. This is what allows self-driving cars to roam down the road safely. It's also what enables robots to safely exist in the same physical spaces as human beings. Secondly, AI is able to find patterns in oceans of data and to make sense of things that humans would not spot. So finding patterns in data is being used to create new materials, to come up with new pharmaceutical drugs, and so on. The third thing it's really good at is learning by experience. People are using AI as a way to teach robots to walk better or to pick up objects, not by programming them to do that, but by allowing the robot to learn from trial and error and figure out how to do it over time. Finally, and this is probably the biggest breakthrough in the last few years, AI is giving computers an imagination and an ability to co-create with humans. And it's going to turbocharge almost every tool that we use, and it's going to change the way that we work, and we'll talk about that later. So artificial intelligence, massive breakthrough, huge deal, will reshape the way that all industries, all businesses run. Everything from self-driving cars and robots to new software tools and algorithms, voice platforms that enable us to work and operate in new ways. Second technology is the Internet of Things. Been around for a while. Fundamentally, this is about putting digital intelligence into objects, into infrastructure, into our businesses, and making them smarter and connected. And really this is about sensors. It's about using sensors, everything from cameras, temperature sensors, moisture sensors, microphones, to sophisticated sensors that are turbocharged by AI to allow people to see what is happening in their businesses in real time and then act upon those. A simple example, I was working when I was still at Intel with hospitality companies. They wanted to place 3D cameras above tables in bars and restaurants to look at the drinks, the levels of the drinks over time, and automatically signal the waitress or waitstaff in the restaurant and say, swing by table 7, looks like they need help with their order. So it's about getting eyes on your business and being able to operate on that in real time. That's a whole big conversation, but just give you a flavor. That is going to be one of the big challenges every business has, is how do I incorporate the Internet of Things, super cheap sensors and computers, and do it intelligently so I can run my business and run it much more smoothly. The third area is blockchain. Blockchain is something that has been around for about 10 years now. It's a pretty esoteric technology. In the scope of this short video, I don't have the time to explain what it is and how it works, but it is a new root of trust. It is a way of creating trust digitally. So formerly, when you were doing business between 2 people, you typically had to have some sort of third-party broker. So if you're buying shares, for example, you want to know that the shares that you're paying for are going to go to your account. And the person selling those shares wants to know that they're going to get the money if they hand over the shares. So you'd have a third-party broker, a clearinghouse that would handle those transactions. Blockchain as a technology gives you a root of trust that has some sort of programmability in it that says, if this happens, then this happens. Switch. So it's going to automate many transactions. It will speed up the way that people transact business, make payments, and it's also a new platform upon which lots of new value will be created. You're going to see everything from a digital voting infrastructure, new supply chains, new autonomous vehicles talking to each other over blockchains, new social medias being distributed across blockchains. It's a fascinating time, and it's a huge technology with massive impact. So there's just 3 technologies, that are also augmented reality, 5G networks, that will really reshape the landscape of business in the next decade. Over the last 3 decades, we kind of had 4 big ones: the PC productivity revolution, we had the web, then mobile and cloud. All of those took about 30 years. We have 5 or 6 huge technologies coming in the next decade, and they will transform business in a way we have never seen before. It's a huge opportunity for everybody to reimagine their business, to reimagine the way that they serve their customers, to reimagine the way that they work with their suppliers, and really how they create value in entirely new ways. What are you going to do as you embrace these new technologies? How do you culturally get ready to make a change in an organization where perhaps you're not used to making a lot of change? How do you help your customers go through that kind of change? These are the questions that every business is going to need to ask and answer in the next couple of years.